everybody. I'm William Baxter.
I'm Paul Bell.
And this is Little Miss Ocean.
She just gave him the Gene Simmons. Yeah.
Fist pound. All right. Alright, well, this is that review show, and we are a week past the debut of Deadpool in theaters and everything, so there was so much going on and everything, we couldn't do a right away review and everything after the movie, but we decided it'd be great to do after the week has passed and everything, and man, has this movie...
Oh yeah, it's taken off like a shot.
Yeah, I mean, I have never seen a comic book movie take off as much as this. I mean, they sold me when they said that they were going to make a movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, the hype for it alone was just amazing.
The greatest marketing campaign in history.
The advertising was great.
Yeah, I mean, from the day they did it on Extra.
Oh yeah.
Marketing alone, as I said, the day they did it for Extra, with Mario Lopez and announcing that yes, Deadpool's coming and it's going to be an R-rated movie. And
well, I mean, the hype just from the leaked test footage.
Yeah, the leaked test footage. I mean, I never laughed so hard at something that's just trivial as just test footage itself. I mean, and that was like 2 years ago almost when it came out.
Just about, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's unbelievable. One, that they were able to overcome the horrible mess that X-Men Origins Wolverine was back in 2009, which was a movie a lot of us were just waiting for a Wolverine solo movie, and they gave us that, and they destroyed the X-Men universe even harder than X-Men Last Stand did.
Oh yeah. With
the worst interpretation of a comic book character ever was Deadpool.
I mean, that was bad enough. Them, really giving you a kick in the teeth. You see Wade Wilson show up early on
and he stole the show.
You expect to see more of this person.
Yeah.
And then when you finally catch back up with him, he mouth sewn shut. Just
doesn't have his costume or anything like that. He's got swords coming out of his fists.
Well, that was them hinting at the fact that in the comics he got his abilities from Wolverine. The healing factor, but I mean. The only thing you could really tie in as that being even close to Deadpool was the fact that it was Wade Wilson and the small bit of burning they did around his eyes when he shot the optical beam out of it. But it was just... I was surprised they actually went with a Deadpool movie after they did that. I thought a lot of fans would have turned away from it.
I think because the fact of Days of Future Past... changed the entire universe in that cinematic history, the cinematic history of that X-Men universe and everything. It made things easier to, okay, now we can do the character right. We've got a clean slate. And I tell you what, from the beginning of this movie with the mock credits, I have never smiled from ear to ear since Dark Knight. And I just loved, the mock credits, they were saying, like, directed by Studio Tool.
Yeah, overpaid douchebags.
Yeah. I mean, it was just, I just absolutely loved every second of this movie. And the small references.
Oh, yeah.
As you pointed out just a little while ago and everything, when he mentioned McAvoy or Stewart, when they were talking about Professor X, I mean, just breaking the fourth wall was just... the icing on top of the cake.
The whole inside joke about the whole fourth wall and a fourth wall break.
Yeah.
He's breaking the fourth wall and a fourth wall break. That's 16
walls.
walls. There you go.
And just, also the little reference of X-Men Origins.
Yeah.
Deadpool and everything with the action figure, there on top of a Wham album cover. By the way, we're spoiling this for you. It's been a week. Come on.
If you haven't seen it, you're not a Deadpool fan.
Yeah, exactly.
If you haven't been able to convince your girlfriend to see it, dude, you're whipped. You're just whipped.
And the fact this was on Valentine's Present Day weekend helped a lot because, that's a 4-day weekend. And, it perfectly landed for dates and everything. It perfectly placed. And I hope... and the sequel's been announced 2 days before this movie came out. Fox greenlit the sequel and everything, which means I hope that they do this again, bring it out in February, because February should be the month of Deadpool. Don't put it out in the summertime.
I could go with that,
because let Deadpool own February, because there's nothing that comes out in February anyway. So
very true. Chick flicks.
Yeah.
Terrible. Terrible. Stop doing them. Stop it.
Especially Nicholas Sparks movies. Come on.
Oh, God.
There's enough turmoil in the world. But anyway, I mean, and you mentioned this and everything, you know, and then it was in social media was showing it too.
Yeah.
People bringing their kids.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, come on. It has stated from the very get-go that this is going to be a hard R movie.
Yeah.
Which means TNA, a lot of F-bombs, and a lot of blood and guts.
Yeah.
And people, and you said that,
There
you know...
was decapitations, there was, I don't know that you could call them gratuitous sex scenes so much as softcore porn.
Yeah.
You know?
But they were in love.
It doesn't make any difference.
Well, it does kind of make difference and everything, you know.
Okay, is a kid gonna, okay, this isn't bad because they're in love. Why does she have that? Yeah.
Experimental.
Yeah.
Experimental love.
No. No. You know what
just
you're
say
in?
it's the black mama, then they'll shut up.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And you know what? They actually, you know, the behind the scenes stories and everything, is that the director was having the people on, the media there just to talk to him, interview him.
Right.
And one of the stagehands actually brought him a bunch of sex toys and everything.
There you go.
And you know, he's like, well, which one does the female lead like and everything? Well, all right, just pick the black mama. And there's I'm sure this was perfectly set up and everything. But you know, he was there with the media and everything, with the reporters and everything, pointing out which sex toy to use for the scene that when you see, or those who have seen it knows what I'm talking about. You know, pointing it out which scene that he wants the most and everything. And I'm just thinking, either, you know, it has to have been awkward for the reporters. I'm sure the director and everybody on the set of this movie had something.
It was part of the whole advertising campaign.
Yeah.
Like you said, from the get-go, they were letting you know it was going to be a hard R-rated movie. And I'd say they pushed the limit of an R-rated movie. They definitely, you know...
And to see Stan Lee in it as the DJ.
Oh, yes. I mean, come on.
And he had nothing to do with Deadpool's creation.
No.
At all.
No.
But the fact that, you know, one, you got to have Stan Lee in it.
Yes.
And two, and everything, because I don't think Stan Lee's ever appeared in an X-Men movie at all. I don't think I've ever seen him. Has he?
I'm not sure on that one, to be honest.
I don't think I've ever seen him in an X-Men movie. And then they also, in the same bar scene, in a strip club scene, the creator of Deadpool was in there too and everything. So, I mean, this movie was just made by the fans for the fans. And luckily, thank God that the star of the show and the producer of the movie was a fan.
Yeah.
And that he was born to play this role.
Yeah. I
cannot say enough. And plus, Colossus. They actually did Colossus right. After 4 films, Colossus is a Russian.
Yeah.
And he's huge. Like almost Hulk-sized huge. But what's the one character that stand out the most for you?
Besides Deadpool, of course.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just definitely a lot of characters that drew attention. I don't think they had a weak character in it.
No, I don't. And everybody was equal.
Yeah.
Up to Deadpool. I mean, and everybody was not little mini parts and anything like that. Everybody had this wonderful, type of connection with Deadpool and everything. Like Teenage Warhead.
Yeah.
You know, she didn't say much and everything, but she was the
teenage girl. Either they talk too much or they talk too little.
Yeah.
You never know which one. You just flip the coin and hope to God they don't stab you in your sleep.
Yeah, exactly. And they, their rant between each other was just absolutely wonderful and everything. And at the end, she kind of accepted Deadpool and said something nice, and he's like, which kind of makes you cool when
You know what it was? It was that old classic, moody teenager, older brother kind of dynamic.
Yeah.
It really seemed like that to me.
And even the villains and everything, they weren't one-dimensional villains and everything.
No, they were very well done.
Ajax and Angel Dust and everything.
Yeah.
The girl who played Angel Dust was in Fast 5. She was actually in the running for Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And then Francis, who's Ajax. I loved how Deadpool Ryan Reynolds was like, Francis! At least spell it out.
Yeah, he spelled his name out for him,
But as I said, there was just so many great moments in this movie.
It was very well developed.
Yeah.
I mean, from the characters to how the scenes were shot, I mean, to the storyline. The storyline was great.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was kind of Tarantino-esque.
Exactly.
With the whole,
it's like what if Tarantino made a comic book?
Timeline, yeah, and then goes, flashes forward, flashes back, flashes forward, flashes back. But, I think it kind of spoke to Deadpool's frame of mind since he was narrating it.
Yeah.
The fact that he's in the moment and then he's out of the moment, in the moment, out of the moment.
I like the fact that they still had him kind of loopy,
yeah.
but they didn't go overboard with the being psychotic thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some things I think, that was good as a comic book or like the video game and everything.
Oh, yeah.
But I do have to say, though, that it was well balanced. Ryan Reynolds, who's just a master of, one-liners and sings and stuff like that. I just, in any movie that he's done, he's basically playing himself. But he, as I said, born to play this role.
What was he described in the beginning? God's perfect idiot?
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe in the beginning credits. There you go.
And if you looked in the beginning credits and everything, you'll see a Green Lantern card kind of floating around in the Sexiest Man Alive people cover. As I said, everything about this movie from start to finish. And they even fought on the helicarrier. Yeah. If you look carefully, the ship that they're on a helicarrier. So there is a reference to Marvel. And plus, folks, if you're watching this movie, and you haven't seen the movie, or if you had seen the movie and you want to go back and see it, there's a post-credit scene. It's nothing big. It's kind of done in Ferris Bueller's Day Off's type of motif and everything.
Not motif. It's nailed it dead on.
Yeah.
I think right down to the clothes that Deadpool was
wearing.
Well,
yeah, he did go.
Yeah. I think it was. If you didn't get that reference, you were beaten over the head with it.
I mean, the only one thing I will say that I did not, that I do have to knock this movie down a little bit, the lack of chimichangas.
Well, he said he was going to make the chimichangas.
Yeah, just he did that one time. I have been eating them. I was eating them for like 4 days before I went to go see this movie.
There you go.
And the day of the movie and everything, I was eating these things. If you go to Dollar General, they're $1. So
he was trying to time the fire hole right with the end of the movie. Is what he was trying to do. Don't let him fool you. He was looking for an excuse to get out of there faster than everybody else. Post-credit scenes. Okay, everybody's going to start flooding out now. All right, guys, watch out! Make way! Make way! What does that smell? Chimichangas? Oh, yeah. Let him go! Let him go! Let him go! Go! That way they don't see him over a trash can just holding on for dear life.
We're not seeing on Van Wilder.
There you go.
Alright, folks. Well, as I said, I give this movie, I'm going to give it five stars.
Oh, yeah.
This was the best adaptation of a comic book movie ever and everything. It was true to the source material. I absolutely loved this movie from start to the very end. And as I said, just, you guys got to go see this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Support this movie. It's already broken.
Are you trying to steal my car keys? What are you doing?
It already broke like 9 records. Best directorial debut opening. Best Ryan Reynolds opening. Best opening for an R-rated movie.
For Christ's sakes, Betty White reviewed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that what you're looking for? Yeah.
So
it's blue.
So, but anyway, Paul, what do you give it?
I'll warn you. If you don't go see this movie, it's quite possible Deadpool might kill you in your sleep. He kind of has the Freddy Krueger look.
Yeah.
Freddy Krueger was referenced in the movie. It might happen. You have to go see the movie. Definitely a 5 out of 5. It was an amazing movie. It's something I'd been waiting for ever since, the test footage before. It was even a done deal. I was already amped for it.
And the thing is that this movie is now my top 2 movies, comic book movies, was Dark Knight #1 and The Avengers. And I have to say, and number 3 was the Captain America Winter Soldier. You know what? Deadpool's now number 2.
There you go.
And it's hard to say because Avengers is a great movie.
I think you're a little biased on the number 2 part because you're a solid Batman fan.
But God, Heath Ledger was awesome in that movie. Come on.
True.
You cannot knock down a performance done by a Joker.
True.
So, but nonetheless, Deadpool, dead on.
Awesome movie. Awesome.
Just awesome movie and everything. So check it out.
Yeah.
Okay, well, another thing that happened this week and everything, out of the blue, Monday they released a production teaser that episode 7 or episode 8 is now in production. I mean, I didn't see this one coming. I like the concept of what they were doing, just saying, hey, yo, folks, it's on its way. But it wasn't really much. It was kind of like a redo of the ending of episode 7. But
I think the only thing that made you realize out of the whole thing, out of the whole teaser trailer, that it was, episode 8 filming was the fact that they mentioned it in it.
Yeah.
Episode 8,
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't think I'd have recognized it. I thought it was probably a deleted scene or something from episode 7.
They did a reshoot on that island because it's very hard to get on that island. You got to get a permit just to make landfall. But it's you really have to figure that are they going to pick this up directly after the end of episode 8 or at the end of episode 7 or. I mean, it kind of makes you think, what's going to go on, how this is going to work, but, nonetheless, it's just awesome to know that it's basically a year and a half away, or 2 years away, roughly, and it's just knowing that, there's going to be another Star Wars movie, and it's just, it gives you that sense of, type of feeling.
You know what it strikes me as? It strikes me as Domino's has this thing on the computer that when you order your pizza on the computer, there's a little app that tells you how far away it is. I think this is exactly what. Well, we've started.
Yeah.
I figure in about 3-4 months, this is what we've got so far.
Yeah.
Kind of we put the cheese on it.
Yeah.
But. Yeah, I think it's just them kind of giving fans a progress report, more or less, just trying to keep people's interest from fading.
Yeah, I mean,
especially going into the fact that Rogue One's coming. They really
and there's nothing
in the forefront.
And there's absolutely nothing. There's been no trailers or anything that's for Rogue One or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I mean,
maybe closer to the date, closer to the release.
Or maybe summertime, some of the summer releases.
Maybe, but I
definitely
think
Captain America.
Mostly their way.
Probably get a trailer.
Maybe. I think it's just their way of keeping Star Wars in the forefront of your mind.
Yeah.
I don't think it's really fading out of anybody's memory, to be honest.
I mean, still in theaters. If you want to go see it, go see it. I mean.
Yeah.
But as I said,
might be able to sneak the lightsabers in now. Have a duel right there in the middle. Just.
Yeah, that was I hated that idea. They just made me.
You didn't want a duel in the middle?
No, I wanted to. I brought my lightsabers.
Yeah.
They turned me down. Told me to take them back. I had to take 6 lightsabers back to the car.
So did you try the Jedi mind trick?
No, so, this sheriff deputy looked like he was well trained in the Force as well.
That's when you hide a donut in your palm, These are not the lightsabers you're looking for. Bear claw. You know what? I'm going to turn my head for about 3 seconds. 2. As he's chowing down, go. It's the same way that fat people hide their candy to get it into the theater. When that snotty kid's not looking, the high school diploma. Oh my God, really? Nope, you're getting a GED. Hope you gotta give them hell attitude. Now, then you run.
You thought of this way too much, have you?
I usually just go with friends and then throw things over people's heads.
Anyway.
If they can't catch it, it's their fault, they don't eat.
So, let you all know and everything, it's December of what, 2017?
Yeah.
Episode 8. Yeah, well, Paul, what's the next news?
Well, finally we get some, footage of the Punisher.
Brand new Punisher.
Yeah, Daredevil Season 2.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks pretty good. You might recognize him as Shane from The Walking Dead, John Bernthal, he's pretty dead on from what I see from the trailer. I mean,
you don't see the skull yet on the chest. I'm sure that'll eventually, we said,
I think it's an evolution of the character. They get their costume after a little while.
Yeah, I just hope it's not,
Deadpool
white gloves and stuff like that.
I don't know. I think they probably won't do that.
I would hope not.
I think the cleaning bill would be, just not very cost effective.
I don't care if it's not even dirty white.
No,
come on.
No.
But yeah, he looks the part. I mean, it's a good interpretation. I think they really picked out a good person to play the Punisher, not to knock Thomas Jane or I'm going to knock Dolph Lundgren's Punisher.
Yeah.
And whoever it was, I can't remember who it was that was in the Warzone Punisher. Yeah. But I mean, this is a perfect place for the Punisher. And also, who knows? He can spin off if this which I'm sure season 2 is going to be
yeah.
just as good as season 1.
Yeah.
I mean, this is...
Well, they got the same cast returning. You know, they've got a couple new characters.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's just going to be more success from what they've got.
I would hope so, because, you know, God, season 1
they've had
was
time to grow into their characters. They've had time to, you know, tweak whatever they don't like about it. I think it'll do really
And
well.
I kind of like this. This is like, you know, a thing with, you know, Iron Man versus Cat,
Yeah.
Batman versus Superman. It's Daredevil versus Punisher, which they did in the comics, you know, because the Punisher, you know, just, you know, didn't know that the Daredevil was a good guy or bad guy, and vice versa, and everything. So
Well,
I think this is
in the trailer. They actually discuss the fact that he doesn't like that Daredevil lets his
victims
let
live.
his victims live. Yeah, he doesn't kill.
You know, he says like, your people get up, my people stay down.
Yeah, describes Daredevil as a coward, actually.
Yeah.
I thought that was rather interesting.
And
choice
you're
of
one
words,
bad day away being me.
Yeah, just
You
some
know.
of the lines in that just grab your attention, you know, really let you know that this guy seems to be the genuine oracle for this character.
And you know what? And this is a good launching pad. And
Yeah.
whether or not this can be another Punisher movie under the Marvel banner, they've already proved, as we said earlier, Deadpool works. And, you know, and a grittier, the thing is Deadpool's, you know, got humor in it and everything.
It's lighthearted, you know, blood and guts.
Yeah, but I do think that, you know, this can make a great series
Yeah.
too. And just again, you know, Marvel can do, you know, do a twist and everything. And that's why I'm so glad Marvel's doing some of these characters on Netflix and everything. Because they can allow to do what they really want to do and get the gritty, dirty version of a comic book superhero on the screen and everything. So I said I like it. I know I'm going to enjoy season 2.
Oh yeah.
As I said, season 1 was absolutely phenomenal, and so was Jessica Jones, and just it just looks so awesome. As I said, I'm one of Punisher's one of my favorite characters, and it was just absolutely just cool to see a character, the Punisher as a character, a troubled, you know, human being and everything that's just upset by the murder of his family and everything, and you can just see it in his face and everything that he's got that pain and suffering going on. And unlike the characters that you saw in the previous movies, which I said none of them were that bad, but some of them were just kind of overacting that emotion a bit. So season 2 comes out in March, probably about a week after Batman v Superman.
Oh yeah.
And, you know, I can't get enough. It's been a pretty busy week. I'm sure there's more other topics, but these are the 3 topics that we really wanted to talk to in the past week that's gone on. And, oh, by the way, Full House is coming back on Netflix. So, Stamos rules.
Oh dear God. Well, at least it doesn't have the Olsen twins in it.
Yeah, that would have been kind of awkward.
That would have been very awkward. Yeah. I don't know that Dave Coulier would want to see that. I mean, he's the comic and lighthearted one, you know.
You know he's 60 in his 60s now?
Yeah.
That's God.
Yeah. For Christ's sake, John Stamos is doing a show called like Granddad or something, where he actually plays a grandfather.
I hate him because you know why? He must be drinking virgin blood or something because he still looks like he did back in the 90s.
Are you claiming that he bathes himself in the blood of the pure or something like
He
that?
must have. He looks gorgeous.
There you go. There's the problem. John Stamos is killing virgins. Jesus Christ.
Oh Lord. Well, on that note.
It's okay. We'll see Bob Saget.
He's a Toastmaster.
Yeah. I've heard his comedy specials.
Yeah.
Make your ears bleed. I swear like a trucker.
All right, folks. Well, that's all we got for this edition of That Review Show. It's our first That Review Show for the year. Also, just to let you know, in the weeks to come, we're going to be doing, before Batman v Superman comes out, we're going to be doing a commentary on Batman and Robin, and hopefully Superman 4, the worst films out of each franchise.
Yeah.
And so, if you see us fall asleep, oh well. At least you get us the numbers. First 10 minutes, we get the numbers.
There you go.
But anyway, please watch those and everything. We'll post it on our Facebook page and also on the YouTube channel, what date that those will be airing. Again, I want to thank Mr. Paul here for coming by and just BSing with me here on the shows, like we always do. And also, just say it out and everything. Thank everybody for watching those videos on Milt.
Oh yeah.
It was a great way to say goodbye to a wonderful human being. So be sure to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share it all over the place in any type of media form that you want, medias or whatever social media that you want to do.
I just mastered to click a mouse. Don't put too much pressure.
Anyway, again, I think we had last video was our 40th video, and this, I think it's number 40. I think this is number 41. I'm not really sure. I lost complete track. But again, thanks all, and we'll see you again, hopefully shortly, or whenever. When do you think?
I don't know. Is there a fourth wall to break? I think we're already doing that.
Really? You think?
Pretty sure. 1, 2, 3. That looks expensive. I'm not going to hit it.
4 or 5? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think it's time to turn it off now?
Probably a good idea.
Okay. Later.